Thank you. All right, please give it up for our next act, Cameron.
So I'm actually feeling a little bit insecure. Well, normally, but especially. I saw Julia for the first time today. I was like, "Hi, Julia."
Oh God, stop! I'm
She's
sorry.
like, "You look like a neo-Nazi." Nice to see you as well. So I actually cried for the first time in 5 years.
Because of this?
Because of the white race?
Not because of this.
The disgrace of it.
Yes, I cried for the first time in 5 years. I was always telling my therapist, I'm like, I really want to cry, I really want to cry. As soon as I started crying, I thought, fuck this is horrible. I incarnated as a man on this earth, so I did not have to cry. And, you know, I like to listen to music to kind of help me process things, and I'm a bit of a basic bitch, so I was listening to Coldplay.
It's all yellow, baby.
But then I actually went to the next level of emotion, and I graduated to listening to Billie Eilish. Now, I never actually listened to Billie Eilish before because my sister loves her. But we started to share some pretty deep moments. And I was actually watching an interview of Justin Bieber, and he was talking about Billie Eilish. And he started to get really emotional because he was worried that she was coming up too quickly on the music scene. And then he started to cry. And then I started to cry. You know, like both of my grandparents passed away last year. My cat passed away last year. I lost $10,000 on the stock market overnight. Twice. None of that made me cry, but listening to Justin fucking Bieber talk about Billie Eilish, somehow that made me cry. Crying is so rare for me that I actually took a selfie of myself while and my therapist, he also wants me to start feeling my anxiety more. He's like, I want you to do things that stimulate your anxiety and then feel it. Okay? So I started smoking marijuana again. Marijuana for me makes the most light and pleasant experiences into a war zone of anxiety. A few years ago, my dad, my brother, and we actually went on a trek through the Himalayas. And, sorry, just before I proceed to the next bit, a bit of housekeeping. Is anyone here actually affiliated with the Nepalese police or government in any way?
Well, actually.
Okay, well, this is all I'm just making this all up on the spot. This is completely fictional, it's just a joke, okay? Okay, so we were in Kathmandu, and we had to fly to Lukla to begin our trek. But while we were in Kathmandu, I was actually gifted some hashish from a Nepalese man, after he scammed me for $100. And, on my father's recommendation, I was to smuggle this hashish through the airport so we could get high on the way down from our walk. And you might have actually heard or seen this airport before, Lukla, because it's coined as one of the most dangerous airports in the entire world. Luckily, though, the only dangerous part is the landing, not the security. The airport actually had no electricity the day that we arrived, but that did not stop them from making us walk through the metal detector, which luckily did not pick up the hashish. So the walk was 17 days up, 3 days walk down. And on the way up, we actually met with the Nepalese Sherpa, who was like a Nepalese mountain guide. And we asked him, we said, oh, like, how's your season been so far? And he said, good, yes. Only 3 people have expired. That's actually a pretty good way to put it. Hey kids, how's your dad? Oh, he's fine, he expired. So eventually we get to the way back down, and we made a joint with this hashish, which is called Mountain Power. Now, I don't know if you've ever got high before, but this is one of those times. This is one of those times where it feels like a really good idea to get high. And then as soon as you get high, you realize that was a fucking terrible idea. Mountain Power was meant to give you the power to conquer the mountain. Unfortunately, the only thing that it conquered was all of the experience we developed over the past 17 days. I mean, we'd spent the last 17 days walking over glaciers, mountain peaks, small little paths where if the yak had decided to sneeze when it was next to you, it would have knocked you off into the expire section. All of that experience was gone in a cloud of mountain power smoke. Nothing could have prepared us for being high and trying to conquer our next challenge. Okay, actually, I'm a little bit embarrassed to say this, because I think I've hyped this up a little bit, because it was just a path on the side of a hill. Now, you might be thinking, that actually sounds pretty safe. You're right, it was actually probably one of the safest parts of the entire trip. It was like 4 meters wide, it was 20 meters long. If you were sober, it would have taken you 1 minute to walk across it. Unfortunately, we were not sober, we were blazed out of our minds. So there was me, my dad, and my brother, all kind of grown men, and we were standing there holding hands with our back up against the wall, like, Jesus fucking Christ, what did we just get ourselves into? I asked my dad, I'm like, is this the right way? Check, make sure this is the right way. He's like, this is the only way. Like, oh shit. Like this. Eventually, after 20 minutes, I'm not kidding, genuinely after 20 minutes, we made it to the other side of that path. It was genuinely one of the closest near-death experiences that I've ever had, and I've driven a motorbike in Vietnam. So it was safe to say we did not smoke any more mountain power that day. Thank you very much.
Okay.